nicer than expected. It's supposed to be very cold and cloudy and rainy today, but we've got some sun coverage. It's about 65 degrees. Didn't really plan to do much outside because of the forecast, but since it turned out to be nice, we're gonna come outside and do some things outside today, at least for the afternoon. Once 4 o'clock comes around, it gets cold, but this time of year, if it's decent out, you kind of just have to go out and take advantage of it while you can. So get some of these leaves cleaned up. If it's still decent after I do that, which it should be, it's only going to take a few minutes, we'll do some electrical out here. It's about 4 o'clock now. I ended up doing a ton of work outside today, which was not the plan, but as I said earlier in the video, this time of year, if you get a nice day, you just gotta go with it, because it's not like I can necessarily just do all this stuff tomorrow, because tomorrow might be too cold. And this is a problem. This leaves getting here, because if it rains, then we have a flood. So I cleaned up the front yard, as you saw with the leaf blower, and the front yard looks great. So we got an additional 1, 2, 3, additional 4 acorns over the last 5, 6 acorns over the last hour. It's slowing down, but it's still going. Probably have to do this one more time. I was not able to clean over here because this grass was just lifting up as I was using the blower. So I'm gonna have to go through here manually and pick up the rest. But you see the problem here? Look at this. This is the squirrels do this. The squirrels dig in the ground to bury the acorn. That's why I like to pick them up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come over here and do this manually tonight, or at least later today. But I want to do this other project that I wanted to do today before we run out of daylight. I can do that after dark. It works pretty good. I think that this is the least painful way to clean up the acorns is with a blower. I've raked them. That works okay. It's not great. I have a little I don't know what it's called, but it's like a stupid bug just went in my mouth. It's like a circular or ovular kind of thing with wires on it, and you roll it on the ground and the acorns push into it. That works too, but it's kind of slow. So all the acorns just I blew them into the driveway, and I'll have to deal with this later. This is actually really dangerous because it's slippery, but I'll just be careful. That takes some time. I gotta sweep all that up now. But what I really wanted to do today was fix the wiring situation here. I don't want to look at this wire like this all winter. Plus I need it for Christmas time. So we're gonna run a cable over here. This is not going to be up to code. It's just not possible here because you can't I can't tack onto this because it's so rotted. If I start banging it, it's just going to break. You know, this, look at this, it's just gone. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a wire along here on the top, and that's just going to sit there. You know, I try to do as much to code as I can inside the house. I don't like to play around inside the house, but out here, you know, this is, I mean, this is what we got now. It can't be worse than that. So I think that's what we're gonna do. This is just so, look at this. It's just so rotted out. In some places, this is gone. So we're gonna do that. And I have a piece of wire that I want to use because it. I got it for really cheap, but it doesn't have a date code on it, and the paper inside feels like it's starting to dry rot. So I don't want to run it through the house and then find out in, say, 20 years from now that it's all spoiled and I got to redo it. So we'll just use it for this. And I mean, this has not been phased by sitting out here for the last year and a half. Plus this has sat outside for many Christmases. I really don't think it's going to decay anytime soon. Plus, this never sees the sun. That's why it's got all this junk on here. So that's that. One more thing we could show before we go and do that. I cleaned up all the leaves here, which goes 15 minutes. That's really quick. But I also came back over here and I cleaned up over here a little bit. I took down the rest of the brush. There was some things that were really leaning forward in there, and I canceled those out because that's just going to become a problem later. It's going to grow into the yard. I got to keep pruning it. Not ideal. So I canceled all those out. I left this because that, I believe, is actually blueberries. So we'll see if that produces anything now that it can breathe. We've got this tree here, and now the rock is visible, so when you're looking in the backyard, you come here and the eye just carries right through, and it's really nice. It makes it feel a lot more open. Actually, it's still pretty enclosed. There is a defined boundary, but I just think it looks really nice this way. So that's done. Now over the course of the fall, I'm going to try to build this up. I've been putting leaves and grass clippings here. I put a bunch of twigs and stuff there. So it is starting to get built up. Now this tree, it shed a pretty sizable limb earlier in the year. It's I don't know if you can see on the video that right there. It shed that limb, so I don't know what's up with this tree in terms of health. The trunk looks pretty good. It doesn't really seem like it's rotted or anything, so I'm not sure why it did that. It actually, considering where it's growing, it really seems actually quite decent looking. But hopefully now with this getting some airflow, because this was all overgrown before. Now that this has some airflow, this I'm hoping that this will not rot anymore if it is rotting. You can't undo rot, but you can certainly stop it, and that's the best I can do, is clear it out and let the air move around it. We're going to put lights, an uplight on this tree. I think I'm also going to put an uplight, or not an uplight, but a light on that rock, and then that should look pretty cool. So I don't know why it shed that branch, but it did. So we'll see what happens. That's kind of weird. It's got that growing out of it. It's a different variety. In the spring I'm going to have to get a lot of dirt and bury all this stuff. I'm trying to raise it up at least like 8 or 10 inches. This is where it's going to stop, and this will stay. So that's that. I'll keep all that clear. And then over here, I moved a lot of the mulch away from the trees because mushrooms are starting to grow, and mushrooms inhabit decay and stuff breaking down. So I didn't want any decay near the trees. And ironically, my mother told me the other day that you don't want to put mulch up against trees. So I took all that away from the trees. Hopefully the ground can now dry out and it won't rot any further. It's really a massive tree, and I know it's a matter of when is it going to become a problem. But see, there's mushrooms growing. I gotta take those out of there. There is decay in this tree. I don't think it's to the point that's really a problem, but it's definitely starting, and the best we can do is keep the airflow around it. I cut that out so that doesn't block any airflow, doesn't block the sun. And see, now it gets some of the afternoon sun. I wonder if I should take that branch off. Well, I'm gonna get those mushrooms out of there. I don't want those to... I really like mushrooms. I think this is a really cool little bunch of mushrooms, but I don't want anything reproducing in here. Because these will leave spores and then they're going to keep coming back. I'm actually surprised that this is going on because it hasn't been wet recently. I like mushrooms so much. This is killing me to do this, but the tree is for decades. The mushrooms are for a week. You know, they gotta go. It's more important to preserve the integrity of the tree. There's a lot of mixed opinions as to what we should do about this tree. I've had several arborists look at it, and you know, some people say you should go in here and really clean it out good and foam it up with like spray foam or something. Some people say it's totally unsalvageable. Some people say it's totally fine. And some people say you can't do anything about it, just let it deal with itself. So I have no idea what to do about this. There doesn't seem to be a consistent answer. So I'm just going to do small things like this to get the, you know, keep the airflow around it good, get the mushrooms out if they grow. This piece of bark is loose, I'm not breaking it off. Keep this clean. I blow this out with the leaf blower sometimes just to keep it cleaner. It's like some people say you should spray foam in here and close this up. I don't know. At the end of the day, I kind of agree with the people that say just leave it alone, because it's been here for this long. This has got to be 50, 60-year-old tree. So it's got itself pretty figured out if it's lasted this long. Yes, it is cracking here. It's going to split eventually. It's cabled up. Hopefully, if it splits, the cables hold it. I don't know. I just can't bring myself to take it down yet. It's such a beautiful tree. If it fell in the house, it would definitely break the deck, but I don't think it would actually. I think the branches that would hit the house itself are too small to really do any damage. The deck is kind of screwed up anyways. If it fell on the deck, I really wouldn't be all that upset. The deck is kind of flaky, but not that I want it to fall, because it's going to be an expensive disaster. This one I actually think is in worse condition. We got several pretty sizable holes here, and again, some people say put spray foam in there, some people say leave it alone. This one at least is leaning the other way, so if it falls, oh, it's going to be a nightmare to clean it up, but at least it won't break anything. It's that one that is going to be a problem if it falls. I really hope it lasts at least several more years. I kind of think that it will, because I watch this when we have bad storms. We had that real bad storm this summer, and I was watching this tree. It wasn't moving. I think it's very strong. Some people told me it's like gonna break tomorrow, but I don't believe that. I think it's actually very healthy. I think it's very strong, and I wouldn't be surprised if it lasts quite a while. This one, on the other hand, I don't know. It drops some branches every now and again. This one does not drop branches. It has never dropped a branch, and that's usually a good indicator of when a tree is getting unhealthy. If it starts dropping a lot of branches, you got a problem. When it starts to drop a lot of branches, that's probably when I'll get it canceled out, but I'm not touching it until it starts to show signs of a problem. And even this one, it's dropped branches, but it's like not often. It's once in every couple months a branch might fall off. It's nothing crazy. And of course it provides a nice shade on the deck. If that wasn't there, the deck would be unusable because it scorches in the sun all day. Beautiful natural shade, but it sure is leaning. Well, anyways, that's a whole other problem. So let's get this wire out of the garage. This is doing well. When I first put this in, I had to keep that cage over it because something kept digging it up, but that has stopped. No idea why, don't care why, as long as it stopped. Here's the wire. Now, when we start running wire underground, which we're going to do a lot of during this project, we are going to be using UF. I've got a bunch of 12-3 UF here, and I've got some 14-2 UF somewhere. Here it is. And we're going to be doing 12 gauge so that I can put some good power through it during Christmas time and not have a problem with voltage drop. I'll probably only keep it 15 amps, but because the run is so long, I wanted to use the 12. Not that the voltage drop with the Christmas lights is really a concern, but it could overheat, so you still want to keep it within boundaries. I think next year I might cancel out this mulch altogether and let the moss take over. I really like the moss. I like it a lot better. Or maybe I'll just bury all this with dirt and see if the moss will take over. We need something here to raise up the ground, so. Put this little wall there to keep the mulch in here. Those mushrooms are so cool. I almost want to plant them somewhere else. Alright, so this is the wire that we're going to use. And you can see the problem here. The problem is that there's no date on this. It just says type NM 12-2 with ground, Citrix plastic. I don't know what kind of plastic that is, if that's a brand or something. 600 volts UL, but there's no date, so I really don't want to use this without knowing how old it is, especially because the paper kind of feels dry rotted to me. So this is going to be a complete pain in the neck of a project, but what we need to do is pass it along through here. The entire length. Eventually we're going to get a second street light here, but that's probably not a project for today. It might have been if I didn't spend all the time cleaning up the yard, but I spent all that time cleaning up the yard. And so this is just going to sit there like that. It's not great, but it's better than the orange thing draped over it. That looks awful. If I had a street light in the garage ready to go, I could probably do it today, but I don't. All the street lights are in the attic. And that's like a half an hour production to get one out of the attic. actually went out and got the materials last night that I needed to hang it, but just not gonna have time today. At some point I want to put a gate here because I have to keep going all the way around. This is going to be annoying. I think I'd have to go get some hinges. I don't think I have any hinges on hand to do that. suppose I could try to tack it up like this, but I really don't know if I'm going to be able to bang on that without breaking anything. I don't think so. Oh no, the wire's starting to get tangled. That stinks. Oh, that really stinks. Why is it like that? wire just became totally entangled. It's not feeding out properly anymore. This is a problem. See how low the water level is? It's probably about a foot below the surface right now, which is very low. I think I see what the problem is. I think that I fixed it. I fixed it. It's been a very dry month, not a lot of rain at all. I think that's enough line. See, here's the problem. Some pieces like this one, you're not hammering in nails into this. No shot. This is the wood bee, I think, doing that damage. So I don't know. I don't like the looks of it sitting there, but I also don't like the looks of that. So is it really any worse? I guess not. So what we'll do eventually is put an outlet here, and this will plug into the outlet. I don't have the stuff to do the outlet today, nor do we have the daylight left, so we're gonna have to just leave it kind of hanging around. But I'm gonna see if we can tack it up. I wasn't going to, but it just looks terrible. It's even worse than the, I think it's even worse than the orange wire. Well, these lights that everybody hates are still working pretty good. Had them up for quite some time and zero trouble so far. I'm sure they won't last as long as vintage ones do, but they're certainly working okay for the time being. So this is, that's the right size. Stable. Okay. I suppose what I really should do is just replace the busted boards on the fence, but on the other hand, it's a waste because the whole fence is so rotted out. The whole thing needs to be replaced, but I'm not sure it's worth doing. It's kind of nice to have the boundary for the yard, I guess, but both my neighbor and I have agreed that if it really breaks, neither of us have the money to replace it, so we're just going to cancel it out. It's nice to have to keep the dog in, really. That's the only reason I like it. Alright, let's see if I can do this, or if it's just going to break. Try to get the twisting out of it as we go. Oh, we might get lucky with this. The whole fence is shaking like crazy, but that went up and nothing bad happened. This apparatus came with the house. I'm not really sure what it is. Someday we'll check that out and see what that is. It's going to take some effort to get all this twisting out of the wire. It's also going to take quite a few staples to actually get the wire to kind of disappear. Well, I suppose what I should have done is put it through the bottom one. Because if I put it on the bottom one, then you wouldn't see it. I wonder if I should redo this to put it on the bottom. I think I'm going to, because this is going to be a long-term permanent project. To go through all this and not have it end up to be an improvement would be a waste. So let's let's do that. This is actually taking the twists out very easily. That's kind of convenient. Holy mackerel, that's perfect. It's straightening this out like it's brand new. That's unbelievable. That is so cool. What do you know? I would say that staple's wasted, but the time it's saved taking all the twisting out of it, not a waste at all. Alright, so I'm just going to refeed it now. There's a bottom instead. Less protected into the bottom, but I think it's high enough that it's not a problem. Nobody else mows this lawn besides me, so I'm not really worried about it. Okay, now what I can do is I can tack it up on the bottom and you shouldn't see it at that point. Yep, it becomes invisible. So that's what we'll do. That's the way I want it to be. glad I discovered this, because I would have been dissatisfied with the way it came out. I would have been totally dissatisfied with the way it came out. This is going to take some time, but it's well worth it. See if we can get a good view on this exciting procedure here. These lower boards seem a lot more sturdy than the upper ones. There's a slug over here. I don't like slugs. So a maple tree growing here. Don't want any maple trees. Whoa, growing over here. It's too close to the house. We've already got those other two that are going to be a problem someday. It's actually going a little bit quicker than I expected. Might finish this today. At least finishing the tacking up of the wire. I don't think it will finish the whole part of the project today, but we'll do the best we can.
I got a stupid splinter from the daggone fence. It's actually going pretty quick. Much quicker than I thought it would. No rain in sight, at least not for this moment. Oh no. That stinks. I don't know what's going on here. Must have gone into a knot or something. Come on. Stupid. Why is he acting up all of a sudden? It's been fine the whole time. I hate when it does that. This might become a 2-day project. You can only kneel like that for so long. So I can do it like this. Oh, yeah, this is gonna be it for today. I can't do this anymore. My leg is totally cramped up now. I don't think I can get up. Oh. Oh. Yep, that's it for that today. Well, we can do some more that I can do standing up. This is something I'm going to have to come out here and tack on a couple tacks a day. Oh, damn, my leg is hurting bad now. So we'll cut this over here to be the right length. I'll pull it back, get it all untwisted, push it back through, and then we'll wire it up, and I'll just have to come out here over the next week or so and tack it up slowly. option to do it on the bottom. You can still see it if you look closely, but at a quick glance you would not know it's there. My leg is unknotted, I'm okay now, but I'm still not going to do any more of that today. I wonder if I could do it laying down. Let me try. I really don't want to leave it on the ground like that. I think it's supposed to rain the next couple of days. Might not be ideal. Ground is starting to get a little bit wet. I don't have a good angle on the nails, they're all bending now. put them all in like that, not off it. Let's see if that was a fluke. I might have hit a knot or something. Is that rain or wind? That's rain. Well, I guess the rain will cancel out this project. Keep working for a minute under the tree here, but that will be it. Thought it started to get a little cloudy. Well, only 10% left in the battery. Let's see how far we get with 10%. Not that this is super interesting anyways. But it's gonna get done. Real nice ivy over here. Should try to bring this up onto the fence. It's gonna get damaged on the ground here. Oh well. Time for a new battery. I got only 2% left. 100% charge. I think I'm just going to keep going, even if it starts to get dark. The other side will have plenty of light because there's a street light there. Well, it's really damp over here. I'm not going to worry about stuff hanging down like that in the spring. If it's, you know, it might sag with the wind or whatever, we can fix it in the spring. Doesn't take much to just go back and tack on a couple staples at any point. More interested in just getting it to be functional right now, because the system that is in place right now stinks. I hate when that happens. I recovered. Come on. Oh, I can't believe how soft the ground is over here. It must be very close to the water table. It's not good. There goes some more rain. We have a little bit of time under the tree cover here. But it's light. Light rain. It is definitely raining in full force now, but I'm not feeling it under the trees yet. So we'll keep going for a few more minutes. Hello, preview. Oh, it's pretty much dark on the preview window. Not good. Well, not much to see here anyways. Oh, actually, you know what? I didn't want to staple that in yet because there's going to be a 12-3 underground feed that has to come to this area in order to supply this, because there's going to be a second street light over here, and they're both going to be switched independently. So we're actually going to stop there. I'm going to strip this back so we can plug it in. And I'm going to go to the other side. We'll finish over there. Looks like the rain is very, very gentle. So we're going to keep going. After all, rain is electricity's best friend. Shouldn't have too much longer to go. We're not going to have time to put the outlets in, even if I have them. I'm not sure if I have them or not. Might have the boxes, but I don't think I have the outlets. Might have some stupid tamper-resistant outlets that I took out from somewhere, which I suppose would be okay in this case, because it's not something you're going to plug in often, but I'm not worried about it. Get to it later. Looks like it stopped raining. The sky is fairly clear, at least on one side. Which way are the clouds moving? Coming from that direction. Oh, we're almost done over here. Yeah, I can blast through this in a couple minutes. Thunderstorm. You might have to call it. Camera fell over. If this thunderstorm can give me 5 more minutes, I can wrap this up to a good stopping point. No. No. No! Why does that keep happening? It's easier when you have a good angle. Alright. So we need to get some morettes now. We're going to connect it up and then we can remove that extension and put it back in 2 weeks for Christmas. I thought I flicked these on when I went outside, but I guess I didn't. We just need 3. Would have liked to have had the knives out here, but I don't have time to go grab them. Rain's picking up a little bit more now. I need just 3 more minutes and then we'll be done. Well, not done, but at a stopping point I can leave it at for a while. Okay, so we know that we're not going to increase the height on this, so we don't need all this extra wire. Plug probably right around the bottom. I'm not going to cut this yet.
say we can cut this about here. We're just going to join them like this for now. This is not correct, but it's still better than the way that it was. And as long as these things are facing upwards, the hole is to the bottom. In theory, it's not watertight, but in reality, it's pretty waterproof. Geez, 12 gauge wire is such a pain to work with compared to 14. Keep all 3 of these up like this. Actually, what I can do is I can even stick this up into the pole. And so now it's way out of the water. Actually, I'd be comfortable with it being like that all winter. I think that's totally fine. I want the outlet there, but for now, I think that's totally fine. Alright, let's go to the other side. Get it powered back on, then we'll clean up the wire scraps and take down the extension. I'm going to go turn on the rest of the lights. This is one of the times that I could actually practically use them, as opposed to just as a hobby, and they're not even on. Deck, peak. What's the temperature in here? 70. While I'm in here, we'll turn on the stove. Yeah, it's getting cold. But as long as I keep moving, I'll be fine. The second I stop moving, I'll get real cold. We need a different type of light back here. Probably one like what's on the deck. That's got a 360-degree throw. Those street lights, the optics are very good. And it's meant to be a narrow path, which is exactly what it's doing, because that's what you'd want on the street. Alright, I don't think that you can see anything anymore. I can barely see anything.
Oh, this is already ready to go. What we're gonna do here is very terrible. We're just going to stick the plug in. See if I can actually get the prongs in the right spot here. It's live. Not going in here very nicely. There it goes. Okay. So this, I don't want it to sit like this all winter. But let's face it, this too, as long as it's like this, is pretty much waterproof. As long as like some stinking animal doesn't come by and unplug it or something. I'm gonna try to put the outlet in tonight, not tonight, this week, and get this second light up. But right now, I'm just gonna put it like that. It's not great. Actually, it's terrible, but it should get us through a couple days. Now I can remove that extension, and it's gonna look so much better. You know what I'm thinking is I might over here, I might do the double height pole, maybe on the edge of the fence, and put one of those ones like on the deck. I thought about just trying to put it on here, you know, to get it really high, but this is not very strong at all. Probably because the ground is too soft. This is, at least it only moves one way. I think this is sturdier of the two. Probably the better option. Alright. Put these tools away before I drop them somewhere. And we'll take the extension down. That's going in the living room very soon. Couple good nails in here. I hate when the staples break like that. Don't like wasting materials. This nail is good. And this nail is good. That's junk. Junk, 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 junk. This is not vacuumable, so I'll put that into the trash can. That's all vacuumable, so we'll leave that on the floor, because that's what normal people do. And now we'll go back outside. At one point I thought about 3 street lights back here, like one like somewhere over there. I don't want to mount to that tree because I don't want to touch that tree, but I think like this post here is strong enough that it could hold something that's got an arm to it, but I don't know. I think it might ruin the effect of the uplight. Then I thought about doing one here up and over to light this area, which would make the most sense from a lighting perspective, but it might ruin the aesthetics of this area. I don't know. I'd have to try it and see.
So I think for now we'll put it over there. And it's not going to be the best setup for lighting this area, because then we have to do something else in the future. I also could put like a wall pack right here or something, maybe. I don't know. I want to have one over there regardless, just because it would look cool. Yeah, I'm totally fine with that being like that until whenever I get to that. That's so low priority. Now this piece of wire might be long enough to use as a lead in another light. I'm not sure. Use it for something. That's gonna look so nice tomorrow morning when I get up and peer out the window and I don't see that on there anymore. I really just didn't want to look at that all winter. That's why I finally got to this. Much better. Much, much better. I wonder if the outlet should be mounted on the inside of the fence. It might make the most sense to mount it like, well, it might not, because then when I go to take the light down, I usually lower it down. No, I guess, I don't know. Not worried about that. I think at this rate, because I'm very satisfied with the way that is, that might sit until spring. I don't need the outlet for Christmas. It would just be convenient to have once everything is all set up. I have a reel for this cord, but it's kind of wet. I'm going to let it sit out in the garage for a while before I put it away. I want to fill this up and see how long it holds, because it's intriguing to me, because the last time I rode this, I don't recall there being a problem. So I wonder if this is like a slow leak that happens over a couple days, or if this is just totally unusable. I'm not going to have time for a couple weeks probably to get to this, to replacing this wheel. So I want to know if this is even slightly usable or if it's just totally shot. I don't hear anything. If it was something really catastrophic, we should hear it. I don't hear anything. I'll go roll around in the driveway for a few minutes and see what happens. This is going to be so unreasonably loud.
Still holding so far. It's still usable, but it feels a little softer. Still holding. It is getting softer though. go down now. Still rideable, but it's definitely going down quite a bit. last about, what does it say on there? Maybe 15 minutes. I suppose I could probably get to the river and back maybe. Probably got at least 40 in there still. Let's see what we got left. $50. Yeah, it's not too bad. I guess we could still use it for short trips. Went down from 70 to 50. So it's a very small amount of air in these things. So it's probably not that big of a hole, but I feel like that would be enough that you could feel it or see it. Or hear it, rather. I don't feel it. I don't hear it either. I don't feel it or hear it. I don't know. Whatever. See if we can not wreck the place. As stupid as that was, it was kind of fun with the acorns. Maybe we'll do that again tomorrow. It's only 52 degrees right now, but there are lows of 30 or around 30 in the forecast. So I don't think we're going to need the garage heater just yet, but I want to get it out and serviced in case we do. So it is located behind here, which is fine because this is only a once a year ordeal to get this out, but it's going to be a little tricky. Gotta be careful with all these dehumidifiers. They're not super sturdy. They can move and fall fairly easily. I think I'm going to be able to get the heater. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Here's the garage heater. Probably do the cleaning and servicing of this tonight. Won't need it tonight. Likely won't need it for a couple weeks still, because the room is holding the heat very well. Last night, the camera. Last night it went down to 39 last night, and it was 63. Whereas I think we had 46 and it was 62 or something a couple of days ago. So I do believe that the door is helping. The other thing we have to deal with is this fan. The shutter on this thing is terrible. Let's go take a look from the outside. You'll see the light coming through from the inside. The fan is great, but the shutter stinks. In fact, a lot of people in the commentary stated the same thing. See all those little holes there? Actually, there's a seam. I should just caulk that. That's an easy fix. But the there's all holes, and you can see the light coming right through the shutter. It does not make a good seal at all. So I don't know how I'm going to block this up. If I caulk this, I can maybe put a bag over it and maybe wrap something around the outside here. It's going to be tough. We also got to close up the air conditioner too. Normally I think it's better to take the air conditioners out, but then I got to store it somewhere, and that's a problem. So I'm just going to leave it in. We'll cover it. Maybe caulk that. We'll cover it. I'll run it on fan only for like a day or two just to make sure it's definitely dried out, and then I will cover it up. Oh, that looks so much better not having that stinking wire going across the top of the fence. Wish I had done that earlier. What happened to that rain? Never came, I guess. This is so counterintuitive to spray water at the house like this, especially in a house that has water problems. But I just put enough to water the plants, and that's it. I don't know how this is built. I don't know if it goes down to the ground or not. It dries out pretty bad. I don't think that it goes down all the way to the ground. If that's true, I'm going to have to water this all winter, because this does not get rain because it's under overhang. Gotta water the plants on top of the deck too. I'm gonna bring these strawberries in. Just pushing out new strawberries. I'll bring it in and put it next to the stove in front of the window. Maybe we'll get some strawberries. Strawberries is June. I don't know why it's doing that again. Very strange.